It's not going to end.
There's some blackberries. It's bear.
I really love through hiking. You just never know what will happen in the day. There's a storm coming in.
Oh yeah, it's right there somewhere.
Big swarm of wasps. That's kind of scary.
But I keep coming out here because I find it irresistible to be out here.
This is day 60. Made it out of Pennsylvania. And one of the reasons that I don't like bicycle touring is because that is your experience all day, just cars zooming past you. And when you're not in a car, other cars are so freaking loud. So yeah, I really don't like bike touring. Maybe in Europe or somewhere like dirt roads or stuff like that, but in the US on the roads, super dangerous, not a pleasant experience. Pretty funny, people build up Pennsylvania to be like so bad and then they get so excited to get out of Pennsylvania, but just because you cross the state line doesn't mean the mountains change. This is the same mountain range. There are rocks in New Jersey, there are rocks in New York. It's all the way up the trail. I mean, New Hampshire, super rocky. Southern Maine is just all bare bedrock. It's not going to end. Remember that Pennsylvania isn't so bad, and everything north of Pennsylvania doesn't magically become rock-free.
There's some blackberries.
Good berries. Man, isn't it so nice to be out of Pennsylvania and away from all the rocks? So this is Raccoon Ridge, and I think this is like the first little glimpse for northbounders of what New England and the Northeast is like, where it's just kind of bigger sweeping views, rocky bald tops. And yeah, I remember in 22 coming here having the same feeling of like, oh yeah, this finally feels different, and making me really excited to get further north. The Rattlesnake Swamp Trail. That is not a very appealing name. Man, I really love through hiking because you just never know what will happen in the day. Because like in normal life, your day to day, it's pretty set. You don't have that many surprises. You know, you do your routines, and it seems like one day passes after another and they can really blur together, and man, the time goes by fast. But out here, like, so much happens in a day, so many unexpected things.
We're here out with my beautiful fiance, and we're having a tasting for our wedding in October. We wanted to have a sort of outdoorsy wedding because we're outdoorsy people.
And it was their third tasting of the day, so they just had a ton of leftover food and just invited me to eat their food.
We got way too much food for this tasting, and so we're very happy to have help eating it. So it's Godzilla.
Yeah, it's really tough. Like, you know, just hate eating incredible food here for free. But yeah, yeah, it's seriously such good food, and they're so nice.
This is incredible show magic. Thank you all.
And they were super kind. You know, just sometimes you just meet people and you just know like they're super kind-hearted people, and so that's you know, that was them. And they'd had lots of adventures down in Patagonia, Peru, things like that. And then, you know, they said, hey, if I'm gonna yo-yo the trail and I come back when their wedding's happening, welcome to hang out and join the wedding. So got invited to a wedding. Didn't expect that today. It's bear. He's only like 10 feet away from me when he started running. There he is. It's a big fella. He was just snorting at me. That's a big ass bear. Just looking around to make sure there's no cubs. I haven't seen any. He's just foraging. Now he's going in the direction of the trail. Maybe I'm gonna have a little walking buddy. He was in this tree digging right next to the trail and then ran off over there. Yep, there's lots of reports of problem bears in New Jersey. Makes sense because super dense population of people here. Very easy access to trails and, you know, just lots of people leaving food around. Yeah, that bear, again, not very scared of me. And actually 60 said he got charged by a bear up here. So he's gonna join us in New York again, I think. I'll have to get that story from him. Highest point in New Jersey, 1,800 feet above sea level. There's a lot of fucking steps. Gaining 220 feet of elevation using the stairs. It's a lot of stairs. It's 22 stories. It's really not all that interesting. Damn, that's a lot of steps. Cool. Gotta walk back down now. So the rock walls around here remind me of this little rabbit hole. I'm only just remembering like stuff I heard from podcasts, so take that for what you will, but it's fun to Google like these structures that they found in New England. And the traditional thought is these like little rock underground cellars and you know, rock walls and these little structures, and it's like, you know, stuff that early settlers built or you know, some such. But like the rabbit hole is that no, possibly like Norse, you know, Viking bands crossed the ocean like way before Columbus discovered, you know, the Americas, and actually had settlements and those sorts of things out here in New England. So that's a really fun rabbit hole. Oh, it's like super swampy all through here. And all those trees are alive, so this is not supposed to be like this, or not typically like this. Maybe a beaver set up a new dam. Oh, weird. Yeah, the trail is actually in all that flooded stuff. So, you know, this is a reroute onto a road. So, curious what's causing that flooding, because that must be new. According to my map, the trail is supposed to be like right over there. No, thank you. So this town that I'm in is called Unionville. I actually got here a pretty decent time. Dare's got a package he's got to pick up here tomorrow. This is a Sunday, so post office is closed, obviously. So it gives us an excuse to have a little bit of an early day. But Unionville, it's really nice. They let hikers camp in their city park. So just set up here, eat some pizza, drink some beers. A little bit of a hot day. I'm really craving a nice cold beer. It's been a pretty nice couple of days. And New Jersey is actually really quite easy trail. We've done 50 miles in the last 2 days and like pretty easily. This was a stretch on the calendar year where I was doing 35 miles a day. So 25 honestly feels like super easy. Home sweet home for the evening. Although one lesson when you set up at places like this, don't leave your pack or your food, unattended, because little critters will come and get your shit. Like in the Shenandoahs, some little animal came and ripped into my pack and got some of my chocolate out of my pack. So don't leave your stuff unattended.
All right, so here's one of my luxury items that I will never go without now. It's a Cocoon silk mummy bag liner. A lot of people use this to try and get another 5 degrees out of their bag in cold weather. But what I use it for, and this is an expensive, it's like an $80 liner or something. I pull it over my Neo Air, which years ago used to be a really noisy pad. They've kind of quieted it up a little bit, so it doesn't have as much of an effect on muffling the sound anymore. But keeps the pad from sliding around. And when it's really hot, you're not just sliding around on that pool of sweat on the plastic material. It kind of soaks a little bit of it up. And this is my Sealy Posturepedic out here on the trail.
That's
I love it.
That's a really good idea. If I'm sleeping with my shirt off, I just stick to this plastic.
It's a
Yeah.
kind of feeling. I mean, it's still not like you're in an air-conditioned room on a nice comfortable bed, but it's a lot better than just being on the plastic.
Sitting here with Foghorn, and we're just gonna have a little conversation.
Fog hat.
Fog hat. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought at first.
There is a foghorn out here,
Okay.
though, and he's right around here. So. This is my 5th trip on the AT this year, not 5th through hike. There have been a lot of injuries involved along the way, but I keep coming out here because I find it irresistible to be out here. It's just the place where I really feel at home. My first attempt at the through hike was in 2017, and I was a pretty typical newbie the first year that I came out. So I learned a lot that first year, as most people do, who haven't been out for a hike like this. And each time I come out, I keep learning more.
Yeah, and you were talking earlier about how you had made like more lasting connections out here than
I have more truly solid friendships and human connections in these last 7 years from this trail than I probably did in all of my adult life prior to that.
Why do you think that is?
When we're out here on trail, we're removed from a lot of those things that I refer to as static in life. All these things that kind of interfere with how we interact as humans, where we're all basically coming from the same place. We may not look alike, we may not speak alike, we may not vote for the same people, we may not have the same social agenda, the list goes on. But those are not the starting points for discussions that happen out here, and we really get to know other people at a core level that I think is very difficult to come by in life off the trail. The way that I sum it up often is, if the conversation always begins with the things that divide us, we never get to those parts of the conversation that unite us.
Okay.
And I think out here, we kind of flip that around.
Yeah.
And I find that refreshing, invigorating.
It starts off with the thing that we're all doing, which is hiking,
Right.
walking.
Yeah.
Reminds me of one of my favorite comics, and it's like the last panel. It's the questions that unite us and the answers that divide us. So it's like our the questions. Yeah.
Right.
Big questions that we're all asking them, but then once you have an answer, that creates the division.
It sure does a lot of the time. I so wish that what I experience out here could be rubber stamped around the planet. And even though that might not solve all of the problems that we face as humanity, I think it would make a huge difference if somehow this magic that happens out here in terms of human interaction and communication could be something that takes place elsewhere. And I constantly find myself asking the question, why can't that be true?
Any answers?
I haven't found the answers yet, but I keep looking.
Yeah, because that's like a lot of people say that hiking restores their faith in people.
Oh, it absolutely has for me. I've been blessed with kindness, generosity, love, compassion, care out here. In 2017, when I first came out to hike, I found that life and the situation that faces us on many fronts on this planet, not just in the United States, but to be somewhat depressing. And I was happy to get away from it, to be truthful. And getting away from it isn't providing any part of the solution, but I think that it has given me some energy. You know, maybe I can't change the world, but I can change a small part of it. And if enough of us do that, then I think we all do end up eventually changing the world in some ways.
I grew up in China, and then my father was part of the Tiananmen protests within our city, and there were thousands of people killed, and just all of that. So with that background, I always kind of look at the problems of the world a little bit and think we just need just a revolution, and that's happened before, and like all that happens is now you just replace one set of tyrants with another set of tyrants,
Right.
and it's like,
have you really moved the needle in a positive way?
Yeah, all that's happened is a bunch of people die and stuff gets destroyed, and I don't think anything really changes. And it's like, I feel like the thing that needs to change is people's consciousness, right? It's like maybe we're just more awake and aware of the problems. Now that's maybe part of why it feels so imminent and threatening.
I agree with that. Part of my experience out here is being exposed to folks from other cultures, even here within my own country. And I make that a point as I go through a lot of these small towns on the AT to interact with locals. I'll do things like go to church services. I'm not a church person. And I go just to mingle with folks that are in the churches, but they are very willing to have very honest and open conversations about things. And I find it very satisfying and fulfilling to be able to have those conversations that aren't confrontational, even if we don't agree.
I'd be curious for you to hear what the Summits of Solidarity, why you wanted to hike with the...
So Summits in Solidarity, which is based out of Notch Hostel in North Woodstock, New Hampshire, and is a great place to stay for any AT hikers going through North Woodstock. Make it possible for folks from marginalized communities who typically don't have as much knowledge or access to doing activities outdoors. It started a conversation that is an important one to have. And the conversations that we have are the things that ultimately lead us to bring about change.
The trail is such a wonderful healing experience, and it should be available to everybody. But I mean, there are certainly groups that they feel less safe out here on the trail going through the towns, and it's what a shame that just because of how they look or how they are,
should not be that way. But often my beard is dyed purple, but I wear a lot of necklaces, and I get looks from people. These are all appearance things that I can change. How does that work for someone that doesn't have that luxury, so to speak? Keeps me mindful of what we're doing as humans out here.
I think that's a great place to...
Cool.
That was really cool.
It's so nice to meet you.
So this is the general store in Unionville. Probably one of the best deals on trail. An entire breakfast sandwich, bacon, eggs on a bagel, toasted, cheese for $4.50. So I got 2 of them. Man, that's good. So there's a wasp nest right on trail, half a mile ahead. Dare just texted me, said he got stung 5 times. So keep an eye out for that. I've been stung by a bunch of shit this trail too. Like 4 times by bees and wasps already. Don't need any more of that. Like very carefully going through trying to spot. What is that on the tree? Well, I don't think it's a wasp nest. Somebody will tell you like there's a bear up the trail or a rattlesnake. Like yeah, whatever. But a wasp nest, I'm gonna be super, super careful about a wasp nest. It's supposed to be right here somewhere. Oh yeah, it's right there somewhere. Just saw a big swarm of them. Ooh. That's kind of scary. I'm not gonna get close and try and film it. I'm gonna go around in a big circle. But yeah, there it is. I can't see the nest, but I saw the big swarm of wasps come out of the freaking ground. So nice to have left Pennsylvania and left all the rocks behind. Oh, here's Foghat again.
Hello.
How were the breakfast sandwiches?
Oh, the breakfast sandwiches were awesome. Probably a miracle that I'm not actually still there. But I did stop at those 2 chairs that were up in that meadow on the way here. I stopped at that house that had the awesome trail magic out in the yard. Did you stop there?
I missed that.
Oh, there was a little sign that said Trail Magic. They had a whole fridge outside.
Oh, dang.
Offered to let you camp under the carport if it's bad weather.
Oh, I totally missed that. Wow.
They
What about
like
the
me.
wasps? Did you get the wasps at all? Matthew got stung like 5 times back there.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Okay, that's
I'm
good.
happy to say.
But you got the trail magic and you missed the wasp.
Well, so I got the good end of the bargain then, huh?
Foghat.
Good to see
Happy
you
trails.
too. Happy trails to you too, Quadzilla.
So most of the trail through New Jersey is like swampland. And what I figure is New Jersey is so densely populated that like that is the only land left to route the trail through. Everywhere else is people's private property and homes, and so it's the shitty swamps that, well, they're not shitty, they're nice. They've got lots of wildlife, tons of dragonflies around here and birds, but that's the only place left to route the trail. So it's pretty dry this year. When I came through in 22, everything was incredibly flooded. Like these boardwalks that I'm walking on now were almost underwater. So that was an incredible amount of water. Oh, look at these beautiful turtles. Turtle. This little bakery place is right off trail, and I got some pie that is 50% off. So that'll be my lunch today. And there's been so many towns, so many restaurants. Tonight we're gonna get to another place, a little farm right off trail that is ice cream creamery. Pretty deprived out here. It's a hard life. Somebody's gotta do it. There's a storm coming in. Kind of appropriate with this giant chair. It's like Game of Thrones. Winter is coming. Storm is coming. This little stretch is called Stairway to Heaven. It's about 800 feet. Fairly steep, fairly rocky. But yeah, I don't know. My perspective on climbs has changed since New Zealand. There has not been a single climb on the AT so far that's felt very challenging. That is big stuff. Rain's coming in. That'll be nice. Cool things down. Very sweaty day today. Yeesh. Another big freaking rattlesnake. Come on, snake. Off the trail. Off the trail. Come on. My trekking pole is not quite long enough that I want to poke at a rattlesnake this big. Come on. Get off the trail, snake. Yeah, I see you. Let's go around. Hello, rattler. Look at that, it's tracking me with his head. There you go, get off the trail. That's pretty cool. Man, that's a big, big snake. Yeah, rattlesnakes don't really bother me. They're super chill. And I feel like you really gotta be messing with it, stepping on it, for it to actually strike you. Look at that, trail magic. Thanks, Time Warp's mom, Cinderella. Dr. Thunder. Citrus. I'm gonna have to have a Dr. Thunder. I don't drink soda in normal life, but damn. It is so satisfying on trail. Now I am in New York, so that was quick. What, like 2.5 days to get through New Jersey, and then New York will be similarly pretty quick, and then it's Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and we're done.